Summer's finally here and the temperatures are soaring, but when it hots up outside, what do you do so it doesn't hot up in your aquarium? Let's have a look at some hints and tips on how to get that aquarium cool. Hi, I'm Russ and welcome back to another video. So we're here today because the temperatures are soaring outside and we're a little bit worried about the temperature of our aquarium getting too hot for those fish. So I'm going to start the video today by putting all those worries at ease straight away. If your aquarium is touching 82 degrees, your fish are not going to be in any form of danger. The main problem with the temperature rising in your aquarium is the oxygen levels depleting. So the best thing really you can have in your aquarium on a hot day is air being pumped into it and surface agitation. Both those will help reduce the temperature and obviously will keep oxygen in the water so the fish don't get stressed. So what do we do to keep the temperature down in the tank? So the easiest things are normally the best. So we'll start off by closing all your blinds and your curtains, blocking any sunlight that's going to enter the room and warm the room. If the temperature is slightly cooler outside or there's a breeze outside, open your windows. If the temperature's hotter outside and it's still and calm, then keep your windows closed because all you're going to do is let hot air in. Another way to keep your temperature down in your aquarium is to remove your hood. Take the lid off, put it somewhere safe. You just have to watch though, if you've got fish that jump, just make sure that they can't jump out of the aquarium. Another way to keep the temperature down in your aquarium would be to turn off your lights, or at least turn them so they're only on for maybe 4 hours a day. Try and half that time. Lights get hot, they heat the water. So keep your lights off, temperature of the water is not going to get as hot. If the temperature of your aquarium is getting too hot and you're getting stressed about it, then 20 to 30% water changes with cooler water of around about 21 degrees. You can do them daily just to keep them temperatures down. Another way to keep your temperatures down would be air conditioning units, although they can run quite expensive. So maybe if you could look at using some fans, have fans blowing air onto the aquarium, will help keep that aquarium cool, especially if you do your own little made air conditioning machine and put maybe a bottle of frozen water in front or behind the fan so it's just cooling the air as it goes through. That will help reduce the temperature too. You can also buy coolers nowadays, but they are quite expensive, and how that works is the same as an external heater. So it'll pump water out through the cooler will chill the water down to the desired temperature, and that will put that back into the aquarium. They're a great piece of kit. They are expensive, and I wouldn't need one in the UK anyway because it's rarely this hot. But if you do live in warmer climates, then a cooler is probably something you may already have or is well worth considering. Before I started doing this video today, I have looked online and seen a few different ways of how people cool, and this one I'm not quite sure, but someone had put on a website that I've been on today, and they put their canister filter into a tub of ice. So as the ice will cool the canister filter, and as the water comes through, I guess it's another homemade cooling system. It's not something I'd think I'd use, but the option's there if it's something you fancy. One thing I will add is never turn off your heater. The thermostat will stop your heater coming on when the water is warm. So never turn your heater off, because if you forget to turn it back on, then when the temperatures plummet, so does the temperature in your aquarium. So now we're going to have a bit of a discussion. I'd want you to discuss this in the comments really. There is a controversial way of getting your aquarium temperature down, and I have used it a few times. I've never had a problem with it, but it is largely condemned. And that is floating frozen bottles of water in your aquarium. When I say bottles, bottle, you're not going to pack loads of bottles in there, are you? But if you put one bottle in there to help get that temperature down, I've used it. I've never had a problem with it. Have you ever done it? Have you ever had a problem with it? If you have, please leave comments, and it'd be nice to see what people's feelings are on floating ice bottles in the aquarium. And also, if you have any other ways, any other hints and tips to get the temperature down in your aquarium, leave them in the comments. It'd be great to hear them. As you can see now, the Lotus Tiger Lily is looking amazing. And I did trim it back in last week's video. I trimmed it right back and it didn't look too great once I'd done that. But now, a week down the line, it's looking amazing. So if you want to know what I did on the maintenance on this tank, then watch this video next.